been retired for about 4 months now, and I've learned a lot about how I think about finances and what makes me feel good. And I wanted to share a little bit about what I'm thinking right now. Because to be honest, I'm thinking about going back to work. Not because I need money, but because I think it would be fun under the right conditions. And the things I like about going to work are working on hard problems. I like solving problems. I like the teamwork aspect of it. I like hanging out with smart people and learning stuff. So I'm considering it. But basically, here's how I think about the salary aspect of it. These are my monthly expenses over the last few months, and this is how it is only since I've been retired, but it's not that much different than when I was working. So a lot of people would look at this and say like, "Hey, if you're making 300K a year, why are you only spending 5,000 a month, like 66,000 a year after taxes? You could just spend a lot more." And yeah, I could, but I don't think that makes me happy. Yeah, I think the point of life is to be happy, not to buy more stuff. So doing whatever I feel like all day makes me way more happy than working and having higher clothing budget or whatever, or traveling to Europe, or I don't know, like any of the things that I thought that I might want to buy are not as valuable to me as having my time back and being able to do what I want to do and think about what I want to think about. That's the compromise I'm not willing to make when I go back to work. I'm not willing to do something that's all consuming, something that makes me feel bad, makes me feel unhealthy, and is not intellectually stimulating. Given all those things, it's a little bit harder to find a job, but the good news is I'm not in a rush. Yeah, the pay doesn't necessarily matter as much. But anyway, let's talk about how I would think about the trade-off between going back to work and staying unemployed or retired. So here, say the salary is 300K. It could be less, like I said. It doesn't really matter. The way a lot of people would think about this is, okay, well, you already have enough money saved, so anything extra on top of that is just spending money. And yeah, that is one way to think about it. I could say like, okay, well, 300K less taxes is probably something like 60% or something, 65%. Let's just say 60%. So say I end up with, end of the day, 180K. Yeah, I could spend all of that, buy some really nice toys or go on vacations or whatever. Or, give it away. I could give it to my friends, whatever. But typically the way I think about it is that all that extra money is going to go into my retirement account, my brokerage account, and it's going to turn into stocks, and it's going to have some return on investment, which has historically been about 6%. Some years it's more, some years it's less, but just for the sake of argument, let's say it's 6%. And so that means this money is going to turn into about $10,000 a year of extra income. And the principal will still be there, so I could just blow it on whatever at any time if I wanted to. But let's just leave it there for now. And say that becomes $900 a month of extra spending money every month. Forever. As long as I want it. So that's basically the trade-off that I think about. If I work for a year, I get $900 a month forever to do with what I want. The problem is, like, I don't want anything. So like there's nowhere here that I want to put another $900 into. I mean, yeah, I guess like I could DoorDash my favorite Thai food every single day for $900. Yeah, I guess that I don't think that's what I want in the long term. So like that's not the answer. I could bump these all up by 20% and just have a little bit nicer versions of what I have now. But is that worth having a year less of my life? I don't think so. $900 a month to travel more, I guess. Like, what does $900 get you every month? Yeah, I guess so. I guess like I could spend a week out of every month then in a hotel somewhere. I guess that's cool. Oh yeah, this is if I did this for 4 years, then my expenses could go up by potentially like $3,600 a month, and to me that seems really extravagant. And I know like for most people your lifestyle expands to fit your budget, but like it's actually for me not been true. I still spend like how much money that I spent when I was making, or like I mean this is I don't know how much. This is probably doable on an 80K salary, right? Equals 110K salary. So I guess the point is, if you're below this number in passive income, I think you should save very aggressively to get to this number and do everything you can to invest well so that your investments are paying higher returns. But once you're at this number, you will very quickly realize that being above that doesn't make you that much happier. It doesn't do that much for you as far as your overall well-being. And it's tricky because like the later you get in life, the higher your salary becomes. And if you're not one of these people that's always chasing the newer and better house or car or whatever, then it's very easy to overshoot your goal. In that case, it's not the worst thing, but it's not optimal. You're working for money that you don't really need, want, or possibly will ever spend.